The talks explained something I'd been feeling for quite a while, but didn't have the language or the vocabulary to put it in perspective about God and about science and understanding the kind of relationship there.
So coming to university, I was really looking to make Catholic friends that had the same interests as me.
Meeting other young Catholics who were kind of interested in their faith and wanting to learn more, and I've made friends kind of all over from that.
We're not often given explanations for what we believe, and in the modern culture today we are asked, why do you believe this?
And I had faith, but my problem was I didn't really understand my faith.
They kind of give you the information that you can talk about it and you can defend it, and if you don't know an answer, it also introduces you to people who will provide you with that information.
First of all, let's reacquaint ourselves. Some of you are scientists, I presume. Hands up who are scientists here. Yeah, quite a few of you, okay?
And I read one of the essays and I thought, whoa! It was one of the proofs on the existence of God, and I thought, wow, they're doing that at age 13.
The faith movement is one of the new movements in the church, which is really a fruit of the Holy Spirit.
Well, I got involved in faith way back in 1991 when I went to a conference before most of the young people here today were even thought of. And I went to a conference and I was so impressed by what I heard, because basically it was giving the church's teaching in a way that was modern, that was intellectual without being too highbrow, and that helped me to understand and then to explain my faith to other people.
This is the first evening of the Faith Forum talks, which are taking place at the Turnbull Hall Catholic chaplaincy of the University of Glasgow, and they are a really good initiative because people gather together to hear speakers, and what's so good about it is it's mostly young people.
And we really follow a certain outline of talks. So we begin with a talk on the existence of God, how we can use our reason and analyse the phenomena of creation to show that God exists. Then we would look at the uniqueness of the human being within creation, how we are made body and soul, that we are matter and spirit.
I was welcomed into a community of young Catholics who were across the UK, who were devoted to the faith and who wanted to learn more and who wanted to pursue and find out what the vocation was, and that was really the first thing that struck me as I walked in the door.
I'd say that at university you come under fire a little bit as a person of faith, and a lot of people tend to treat you as maybe a little bit less intelligent for believing these things that they consider maybe fairy tales or old-fashioned. We want to be in the university environment showing people that no, we are educated, we are reasonable and we are intelligent, and even just our presence in the university environment and being here at Faith just gives us that knowledge and a deeper knowledge and understanding of what it is we actually believe.
So coming to Faith Forum was a really good way of meeting people from not just Glasgow Uni but across the sort of west of Scotland. And it then meant when I started university I already had quite good links in place, and it meant that I was happy to make friends in my course, but knowing that I could sort of come to this community every Thursday night and meet friends that way and talk about our faith.
And I think that kind of first aspect of that welcoming kind of nature and making it something that's accessible. And you'll see from like a talk tonight, the idea of these people who are speaking to you talking about the faith, whether it's theologically or looking scientifically, but putting it in a way that's understandable for myself when I started going about 16 years old.
And I found I got those answers in faith quite clearly and in a way that was not just understandable but exciting. Suddenly I was excited about my faith, I was excited to want to share it, to want to bring people involved, and that's why we started Glasgow Faith Forum way back in 1992, and I've been coming along to it ever since and been involved with it ever since.
I think it gives them confidence in their faith. I think there is times where you do feel a bit marginalised, and it's given them great confidence. The friends that they have, they're probably their lifelong friends, will be ones that they have met through the faith movement just because they are very similar minded, and it's not been...
Yeah, they've got great friends through the movement. They've met great priests, a great example of holiness, a great devotion to the church, a seriousness about confronting the challenges of our time, because we live at quite a confusing time when people don't know the answers to the questions that wider society is challenging.
At a personal level, the faith movement has been a really positive influence in my life. I think it's made me the teacher that I am today, the person I am today, and I'm so grateful for the friends that I've made through my involvement in the faith movement, friends who share the joys and sorrows of life with you.
And it certainly led to my vocation as a religious sister, because it really challenged me to think about my faith. Without the faith movement, there wouldn't be the Sisters of the Gospel of Life, of that I am sure. It inspired me to think about what I was going to do with my life. Lots of vocations have come from the faith movement, to priesthood, religious life, to marriage, and to single people living the Catholic life, but without apology and with joy. And I think that's what makes it something special.
You know, the most important part is obviously the spiritual parts. We begin every talk and every conference with prayer, end with prayer, and we also, you know, quite often pray the Divine Office or celebrate Mass together. And that kind of gets to the root of the faith movement, I think, because it's not really an intellectual exercise necessarily. It's about actually directing young people towards Christ.
It's so good to see young people with an interest in their faith. I would really advise you to go to one of the talks and get involved, because it's a good initiative.
If through delight in the beauty of these things men assume them to be gods, let them know how much better than these is their Lord, for the author of beauty created them. And if men were amazed at their power and working, let them perceive from them how much more powerful is he who formed them. For from the greatness and beauty of created things comes a corresponding perception of their Creator. Amen.